What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Jeffro. What we're here about today is I'm always giving you update videos. I'm never showing you anything that I do in the fish room. And today I'm going to be doing water changes. And as we all know, everyone does water changes. It's one of the most important parts of the fish keeping hobby. As fish keepers, we have to be responsible and we have to change our water. And it sounds like a real downer, and if you're not using the right system, it can be. I can remember adding more and more and more tanks and thinking, wow, the way I was doing it with just your regular siphon hose into a big bucket was pretty tedious. And I saw a YouTuber doing a video one day, and he was doing a water change, and he used a just your standard, he was using a power head. And these power heads, if you don't know, are just a water pump. They're a submersible water pump. They come with a little screen on them and a little foam filter on them to keep from swallowing in fry and different things like that, and plant matter and stuff. And yeah, you just submerge them down in the water, you hook a tube to them, and it pumps the water out. And that's what we're doing today, is we're doing water changes in my fish room. And this system cuts your water changes more than in half. This way of doing water changes makes it a breeze. So stay tuned, hopefully you enjoy. Let's get right into it. So, this little tank right here, my 40-gallon breeder, right now I'm changing it 50% water change once a week. I'm going to increase that to twice a week, just due to the fact, if you can see the water line here, it's down about 5 inches from the top of the tank. Now when I fill it up, I don't go all the way to the top of the tank, but I go pretty close. At the very beginning of this tank, I had little endlers flying up and down, jumping over the edge when I removed the rim, but that doesn't happen so much now that they're really used to the tank. And I get up about a ½ inch away from the top of the rim of the tank. Basically, what you do is you get one of these submersible water pumps. One end has an adjustment knob, the other end has a little screen to keep debris from coming in, and you know, they just plug into a 110 outlet, and then you get your Python hose on the other end and you go to town. However deep you got it in the water is how deep it will suck out. When you're sucking out of the tank, lots of times you can unplug it and it will just siphon the rest of the way out. But if you want it to go quickly, you just leave it plugged in. And you just find a place in your tank that isn't too crowded. You just set it down in there and let it hang, or you can go all the way to the bottom and let it go. I do try to shoo away fry whenever they get close, but I haven't had any accidents yet, knock on wood. So let's just go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and watch in real time how quickly this empties the tank. See how big of a flow it is? On this tank, I've only got about an 8-foot hose on it, so it can't reach my drain. So I do have to pump this tank old school into a bucket. That's kind of a pain, but really all I have to do is slide it over to the other side of the fish room and pump it out of the bucket into the drain. But all of my other tanks in my fish room and all of my tanks in Ashton's fish room can all be pumped out into a drain, which makes it nice. And you'll have these fry, I don't know if you guys can see them on video there, but you'll have these fry coming over here by the pump. They get close enough and they kind of get sucked towards it, So it's real important to keep your filter on and check it after you get done pumping it out. But we are getting close to already half. So just in a couple of minutes here, I've done a 50% water change. Yeah, we're almost there. Probably doesn't look like it on video. It's kind of deceiving, but we're getting close. That right there is about all I want to do. My hang on the back is starting to cry. And it will continue to siphon even after you unplug the pump. So you just pull the pump up out, set it down in a bucket, and all of your water change is done except for putting back in new water. Just buttoning things up on the last tank here. I forgot to mention earlier that all I use to fill my tanks up with is just your standard garden hose. And the biggest reason why I do that is so I can adjust my temperature. In the winter time, you know, it's just the best way. I run it all the way to my sink. I got 50 foot of garden hose going through the house. The water smells a little garden hosey, but it doesn't seem to bother the fish. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up this last tank and yeah, call it a day. It hasn't taken very long. I've been at this about an hour probably, somewhere around in there. It doesn't take very long whenever you do it this way. So that is it on how I do my water changes in my fish room. What did you guys think of that? I'm telling you, this changed my life as a fish keeper. If you're new to the hobby and you see water changes as a pain in the butt, you're probably not going to change your water very often. And when you do that, it causes problems. All kinds of bad stuff builds up in your fish tank and it starts killing off your fish. And if you're not careful, it can turn really toxic really quick. This system makes it a lot easier to do your water changes, therefore you're going to want to do them more often. Turn on a live stream like you see in the background here and enjoy your water changes. I do. I used to not enjoy my water changes and I thought, man, the more tanks I add, the more tedious this is going to be. But now that I pump this water out so quickly, it makes it a lot easier and it makes it more enjoyable. Not only that, but these submersible power heads start out at like $8. It depends on how many gallons per hour you want to pump. So the smaller the gallons per hour, the cheaper the pump is. You can find them on Amazon, and yeah, it's a breeze. Thanks for coming along. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, y'all.